And 3, 2, 1. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know the words to iCarly. Go.
Actually, I just know the first 3 words. Like,
Go ahead, give it to us. Go ahead.
I know, you see, but I don't remember how it goes.
Dun, 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 dun,
The
dun,
world
dun,
will
dun.
change for me and be so wonderful. Ding, ding. Live life, breathe air.
Yeah.
Somehow I know sometimes we're gonna get there. It feels so
On
wonderful.
loosely outlined.
It's all for real. I tell you how I feel. I don't even know that one. That was not even English.
You tell me that how did I feel? Yeah, I remember there's a part that was like super
Yeah.
fast and super fast. Yeah, bro. iCarly's a trailblazer. This is a new one actually that just came out, but give me the intro real quick.
I want to watch it.
That shit's on Paramount Plus. Ain't nobody buying it. Give me the intro.
Hey guys, it's Zaea J.
And it's the Black Hokage, aka TBH, and welcome back to Loosely Outlined, the show that's
Loosely outlined.
yes, sir. We're back with another brand new episode. Before we get into it, friendly reminder: rate this show 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, wherever you're listening. If you're listening on Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, stop what you're doing. Open the app on Apple, rate it 5 stars because it helps us move up the algorithm. Make sure to follow us on social media. My Twitter and my Instagram is at the Black Hokage. What's your joint?
At Zaea J, Jae.
Yeah. She's a little bit tired today. She's been eating a lot of carbs, but I woke her up. I yanked her up, but I didn't literally do that. But you know, we're just for the sake of the joke.
Pulled my weave.
Why did you just tell him that it was a weave?
Huh?
Show it off. Go ahead. Like, give us a little.
Cause like I was just blonde, so it's kind of like, and my hair grew 10 inches.
Let them know. What's the brand? What's the brand?
If you really want to know, you can DM me.
Wow, I'm trying to get you a check and a sponsorship, but okay, whatever. I'm saying
it's
like
sensational.
Is actually called sensational? I didn't know. We was just in the store. I didn't know that shit was actually called. I thought you was making like a future meme or something. Like, okay, so you know the future meme, right? Sensational. You look sensational though.
Thanks.
No problem. We're gonna go ahead and cut the check.
I don't know what meme you're talking about.
I gotta introduce you to Future Hendrix. But anyway, welcome back to Loosely Outlined. Another episode, another day. Make sure to hit the like button on the YouTube version at youtube.com/loosely outlined. Man, without further ado, let's get into another episode. So the first thing I want to open up with is one of the hottest things on the internet.
Oh no.
PJ Tucker and Brittany Renner.
I was like, who the fuck? And I remember now. Because I was like, that sounds familiar. So I'm going to try to guess. And then you can tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Because for those of you unaware, hold up. For those of you unaware, Zay lives under the same rock that Patrick Star lives under. So a lot of times she don't be knowing what I be talking about. Go ahead.
I live in Bikini Bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And I only go outside for food.
Yeah, boba. We know.
So, don't even get me started on the boba. They ran out of boba balls today at the place that we went to.
Yo, if y'all could have seen her. yo, we went for a late night boba run at like 9 p.m. and they had ran out. And if y'all could have saw her face, she threw a temper tantrum, and then she took my seat and she leaned that bitch all the way back. Matter of fact, you were laying at a 180-degree angle. You were straight flat in the seat of my car.
Okay, let me. Okay, I didn't throw a temper tantrum. When I was in the store and they're like, we're out of boba balls, I just said, okay, that I don't want it anymore. Thank you. And then we left and they said bye. And then I said, thank you again. Then when we got in the car, I was pouting and then I put the seat all the way back flat and then I laid there and then played Heartbreak Anniversary
by Giveon. So let's get this straight. Yeah, you didn't throw a temper tantrum in the store. That's not what I'm saying. But you threw one in the car. She wasn't like, no. But you said in the car. I was like, really? Like, is that really what to do? Like, you're how old did you turn this July?
You were like, do you want a sandwich? No, I don't want a sandwich. I want to listen to Heartbreak Anniversary.
So that's what I learned about you today. That was the most interesting thing about that whole boba thing. When we was in the car, I asked her, that truly happened. I was like, yo, do you want a sandwich? Because I was trying to, she'd be acting like a little kid. You want a juice? You want a sandwich? And she said she don't like sandwiches. And I said, really? I was like, I learned something new about you every day. So what's your beef with sandwiches?
I just don't like them that much.
What in specific don't you like? Like a sandwich helps a brother get out the trenches.
I feel like sandwiches are either like too plain or they're doing too much. Like you either have like a ham and cheese sandwich, or then like if you go somewhere, they're like, all right, this has like meatballs and like bacon and like marinara and cheese, and I'm like, I don't know, I just don't like it. Also, I don't like my bread super toasty because then when you're biting into it, like the crumbs get everywhere.
But isn't half your diet rice and beans as well as eggs and like mushrooms? That's very basic. Like that's not doing too much.
I eat eggs with mushrooms and spinach in the morning.
Right, but you just said that you don't like sandwiches because they're either doing too much or they're doing too little. It's never like in between. You're like Little Red Riding Hood. Like this porridge is just right. That's what you're looking for. The sandwich is just right. But you eat a lot of food that's not just right by your logic.
It's just right to me. But just having a bunch of stuff in between two pieces of bread.
You like Oreos?
No, I do not like Oreos at all.
Do you consider a hot dog a sandwich?
No, because it's technically one piece of bread.
You were supposed to say no because it's a glizzy. That's what you were supposed to say.
No, because it's a glizzy.
I'm about to turn this fucking camera off, bro.
Glizzy.
I don't appreciate your smart ass attitude.
Anyways, back to Brittany Renner.
Jeremy Lin and Brittany Renner. Okay. No, it's PJ.
Renner.
It's PJ Tucker and Brittany Renner. So what happened with him? PJ Tucker.
Oh wait, I want to guess.
Oh, go ahead. My bad.
So I'm gonna guess. So I saw him. What's his name? PJ.
Yeah, PJ Tucker.
So PJ Tucker. I saw him on Twitter. He was like, can you like directly subtweet someone?
Yeah.
Okay, he was like directly subtweeting, like, I can't believe you done this. He's not British, but like, he was.
What the fuck was that? Like, I had nothing to do with anything.
So, okay. Well, he was like, I don't know. He was tweeting like, oh, like, I don't remember exactly what he was saying, but he was pretty much just like complaining. And then people were like, bro, we saw this coming because apparently his baby girlfriend, whoever she is, was like open about the fact that she just gets with guys for their money.
Mm-hmm.
And then like everyone's like, bro, like she literally like this was said by her.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like acting surprised when I don't know what she did. No, you explain it. I think I saw something about it on Twitter, but
okay,
I don't know.
I got you. So PJ Tucker is a professional basketball player for the National Basketball Association. Do you know what that stands for? NBA.
Yeah,
never broke again.
Young boy.
Yeah, they walk around. Not the same thing, but.
I was supposed to take photos of him.
Really? Why didn't you?
Because they said our names were on the list and then they didn't let us in.
I thought you were going to say because he was going to try to holler at you and try to get you pregnant because he got like 20 baby mamas. You know that, right?
I would have been like, get away from me.
Yeah, demons out.
I would have been like, get away from me.
But PJ Tucker, he plays for the Charlotte Hornets. He just came. I think he's been in the league for 3 years now. So he's a fairly new player still. He's a young dude. I think he's only like 2021.
Really?
Yeah, he's young.
Wow. Okay.
These players are getting like younger and younger.
I thought he was like 27 or something.
No, he's young. And then Brittany Renner she's 29, she's about to be 30, I believe, and she's an Instagram model. She came up from posting thirst traps, booty pictures, and stuff like that. She has a book that she wrote like a couple years ago. She basically talks about all the rappers and ball players that she fucked. She openly gloats. There's literally a video of her that went viral. I think it was like an Instagram video where she's sitting in the car and she's talking about how ball players are like the easiest to finesse. Like she loves to do it. She thinks it's fun. It's like, I know women don't want to hear this, but she's a known thought. Like, and she's proud of it, basically.
I mean, she's not wrong.
Yeah, finesser.
I've seen it firsthand.
Wait, why do you think they're stupid ball players? Why do you think that ball players are easy to finesse? I mean, go ahead, break it down. Give us the insight. You can't say that and then not get into details. You don't have to say no names, just because we know you've had experience with some Spurs players or whatever, and like by experience, like you've been in the same room, you haven't done anything with them, but like, what have you seen? No, because
I would never let them touch me.
Right. What have you seen from some of the Spurs players?
I always like get weird about talking about it because I feel like they're gonna fucking find out.
Well, most of them are not on the team anymore, so it doesn't really matter.
To be fair, they probably don't even remember me because like. A lot of the people I met, not really just them, but like the girls that they had around them, they were so full of themselves. And I was kind of just like, invisible in those rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like,
you wasn't choosing, basically.
It was like, take my photos, huh?
You wasn't choosing, so they didn't really notice you.
No, because like I feel like I'm not on the same level of hotness as those girls.
I also don't think you're thirsty too.
Well, yeah, because like I remember talking to one guy. I wasn't talking to an NBA player. I was just talking to like a guy that was like well known in San Antonio, and this girl just like cut off our conversation and like stood in front of me. Mm-hmm. And then they continued talking like I was not there the whole time, and it was like really awkward. But there, I would say like the guys that I saw were very open. Like at the same time, they weren't very picky with like what girl they were like letting in to their like room, because I like when I went to somebody's mansion like afterwards to take photos over there, like after the club, because people fucking, oh my god, they party so long, like after 2 a.m. I was like dying. I was like, please, I was like, I can't take photos in these conditions. But yeah, they weren't very like,
they were just excited to have women. It sounds like they're kind of the opposite of like what I hear about like rappers and like R&B singers. Like if you want to be in the VIP with those dudes, like a lot of times you got to sign NDAs and they take your phone.
Bro, oh my god, when I was in the VIP area on New Year's in the club, like girls would try to force their way into the VIP area and they would just like get kicked out. Or like one guy, like they literally straight up told these girls that they were fucking ugly and then they kicked them out of the...
Yeah, no uglies in the VIP. What's wrong with that? I mean, I wouldn't have done it like that, but I mean, I understand where they're coming.
I was like, it's brutal out here.
It's what 50 Cent said. There's literally a song 50 Cent said, "Have a baby by me, baby, be a millionaire." Like them chicks take that shit take the heart. Like they trying to get pregnant by a ball player or a rapper so they can be set for life, and that's what we're getting into.
Well, then they should just carry a camera in their purse. Because like every time they looked at me or something, I would just hold my camera up.
Like what do you just, like someone tries to talk to you, just flash them in the face or something like that? What are you talking about?
Some people don't like their photo taken. They'll get mad at you. I had a sports player. He was rude. One, I was testing my flash, and to be fair, I didn't know who he was.
Who? Turns out he was important.
Turns out he was important. So the person that I was taking a picture, he was standing next to somebody that I knew. So I was testing my flash before another sports player pulled up because he wanted us to take pictures of him in his rented Lamborghini. But
I mean, a lot of them be renting. A lot of them, they be flexing.
It's smart because then they can switch the cars out. But yeah, so they wanted photos or whatever. So I was testing my flash to make sure that it was fine when I took the photo and that it wasn't like looking crazy. So I took a picture of somebody that I knew, and that NBA player was standing next to him, and then he got back at me. And he didn't even tell me. He told my mentor.
For some reason, I just imagine you in the club with a camera, and like when somebody tries to talk to you, "Hey, how you doing?" And then you flash, just be like awkward as shit. Like that's why I imagine you just be quiet and go, "Oh."
No, but it was annoying to like turn your flash on and off and on and off and on and off, and like having to change the directions. Like that shit was crazy. But
Going back, we got, because I got
to Jeremy and Brittany Renner.
Can you, his name, not Jeremy,
it's fucking Hawkeye.
PJ Tucker. P is for penis, okay? Or PJ Tucker.
I'll remember that.
So Brittany Renner is known. She wrote a whole book about this. She posts videos all the time laughing about how she finesses dudes or whatever. And she's a woman that's very aware. Like she's a good looking woman. She's very aware of it. And she takes advantage of the shit. But she basically her and PJ Tucker started dating or whatever. This dude was like clearly like in love with her. He's posting her on the socials and shit like that. She ended up having his baby, and not shortly after having the baby, she broke up with him and she put him on child support. And now he has to pay $200,000 a month to her for 18 years. So yeah, he was on social media like crying and shit like that. And I started to dig deeper into the story, and it turns out like people are kind of pissed at her. I think a lot of it is his fault because she publicly was bragging about this type of stuff. You should have never been dealing with that. Like, where was his friends at in all of this? Your boy should have been like, "Yo, dog, don't mess with her. Or if you do, make sure you wrap your willy." And when you wrap your, like I always tell dudes, when you deal with like certain types of chicks, wrap your willy and then make sure you go flush the condom. Like you watch that shit, because chicks be poking holes in condoms too. Be doing turkey baster shit like real weird. These chicks want to have a baby by a millionaire, trust me. So you have to protect yourself at all times. But yeah,
That's crazy.
But it truly happens. But there was a lot of controversy with that situation because apparently, if you dig deeper into it, she apparently was like they were saying that she was grooming him because apparently she was showing up to like his college games when like he was only like 18 and feeding him stuff in the ear. She was already like 26 at the time or something like that. And like I like he's legal, but at the same time I understand what people are saying. Like he was super young still, fresh out of high school.
She's probably like emotionally manipulating him.
And that's what they were saying. Yeah.
But like yeah, I personally think that just because they're legal, like their brains aren't like fully developed or like they're
scientifically your brain's not developed till 25.
They're emotional. Yeah, and that's why like in our last episode I said that like OnlyFans girls shouldn't be able to do it at 18. It should be 21. Like they should change age because I feel like at that age you're still like figuring out and like getting your footing on things.
I think there's also a little bit where that's saying you can't teach an old dog new tricks because your brain doesn't fully develop until 25. So I say it around the age of 30. That's not to say that people don't change, but you kind of are who you are, and you're going down a path usually.
Yeah.
I think that's where that comes from. So yeah, that makes sense. So
that's weird.
They're accusing her of like grooming him, setting him up, making him seem like she loved him or whatever, and like it wasn't even shortly after the baby happened she got rid of him, and now she's on child support, getting $200K a month for 18 years. How do you feel about that? Like, do you feel like that's a reasonable number based off like because I think it's like 20 to 30% of the salary. That's how child support works. Do you feel like she needs $200,000 a month to support the baby?
No, because I don't think it costs that much to care for a child.
It doesn't.
Like, no, I that's honestly that's kind of a lot. $200K a month.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because child support is to support the child.
Right. I could halfway understand it if that was someone's wife and they were together for like 5-10 years and he gave her a lifestyle.
That's like alimony or something.
Yeah, like so she was used to a certain type of life. I still don't agree with that, but I can halfway understand that. But like this was just his girlfriend. They had a kid and she went from making whatever she was making off of flat tummy tea to now $200,000 a month just for having his baby. And like I think it's really weird that you can openly gloat about how you like to finesse dudes on the internet and like the judge doesn't care.
Yeah.
That's really strange to me.
There was like I've seen it a lot with my previous jobs and like working with men that have had children and like they're on child support.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one, they seem super stressed out. Two, one of them actually showed me their check one time and I was like, yee! I was like, oh my God. I was like, how do you have money left over to do anything?
You don't.
I was like, how do you pay your rent? Because like a lot of his paycheck went to the child support. And then I worked with this other guy where, oh my God, his girlfriend called him. Or his ex, they were like kind of together, but not really. Like he was still taking care of her.
Mm-hmm.
But I could hear her yelling through the phone. And she was crazy. She'd like show up at the job, make sure there was like no other girls around. A lot
of toxic women out here.
But I remember she called him and then she was like, where's, because she would threaten to put him on child support.
Oof.
And she's like, where's my money? I need to pay rent. And it was like, he was giving her less money than if she were to put on child support. So she would like constantly like threaten to put him on child support.
Freaking I seen a video on TikTok like last week of this. It was so disturbing. This woman was bragging. Somebody had said in the comments, I guess, to her in a previous video that she posted, like they said, why do you have 6 baby daddies? And then she responded. You know how you can respond to comments on TikTok? She responded with a video bragging, saying she's like, the reason I got 6 kids by 6 baby daddies instead of just 6 kids by one man is because she's like, the way child support laws work is I get 20 to 30% of his check for child support. Well, if I got 6 different baby daddies, that's 6 different incomes coming in. And then
I mean, you need 7 streams of income to be a millionaire, apparently.
I'm about to ban you. Don't catch a 600. But here's the funny part about this shit. Well, it's not even funny. It's really sad. So she's gloating about how she has 6 sources of income from 6 different men. So I'm sitting there thinking she's going to tally the numbers up and it's going to come to at least $10,000 a month. She said, I got 6 baby daddies. And she was like, I'm getting $2,400 a month with all those child support checks combined. I said, oh my God, you bought 6 illegitimate children into the world. You're going to scar them for $2,400 a month.
Girl,
And keep in mind, it's based off your current income. If his salary goes down, it's 20% of whatever that is. So it could become $1,500 a month.
Also depends on how many other kids the dad has, because I know the percentage goes down. Because I think I was kid like number 5 or some shit for my real dad. Because I remember talking to my half sister about it, and like I don't know, she was telling me like the percentages go down. So I think her mom didn't even like try to even get child support.
Are you trying to give the fellas a cheat code?
Just have more babies.
Just have more babies so you can pay less child support to the evil baby mama.
Just have like 5 sets of triplets. No, but it should be case by case. That's what I want to say.
Absolutely. So the reason I even put this, I even wanted to bring this story up is like what I find really interesting is like you see how you kind of sort of heard about it, but you didn't really know what was going on. And I think that's the case with a lot of women. There's some women that know the story, but like this story was huge over the last couple weeks with like the men's side of the internet. And it seems like women don't really seem to care that like this woman just openly, because if the tables were turned, if this was a dude that did that dude would be canceled. If he did it to like a chick and he was hanging out at her volleyball games when she was like 17, 18 at college and shit, like grooming her.
And it's like, oh yeah, it's like the same thing with like teachers that sleep with students. Like when it's a man, it's like jail immediately. And then when it's women, they're like,
good job.
They're like, hey.
Yeah, you boned your teacher.
And it's like, no, that's still like freaking hurting a child. Doesn't matter if a woman did it or not. But
I mean,
yeah, I don't like. Well, what can you do about that? Like, you can't really do anything. I do think it should be case by case, just for things like that. Because, like, at the end of the day, I personally don't think she needs $200,000. That means she could buy like a house every month. That's ridiculous. She doesn't. You don't really need that.
Diapers ain't that expensive.
Like, I feel like if you bought your kid clothes and food and put money in their college fund and paid their private school and all that, it still wouldn't come out to $200K.
But you know the crazy
nanny, everything. Like,
my bad. Go ahead. Finish.
No, it just wouldn't come out to that much.
Yeah, of course. And I think the real sad thing about this situation that we don't like, a lot of people don't think about is there's gonna come a point where that child is going to grow up. Usually children start to become cognizant of like their parents' situation around like age 10. They become smart enough to not fully understand, but they grasp it like, yo, why is my dad not here? Why is my mom not here? Why are you guys not together? I see everybody else is together. There's going to become a point where she's going to have to explain to her child why she sat on the internet and said, I like to finesse basketball players. Like, why were you talking about daddy like that? Like, and people don't think about this shit. And like, it could backfire in your face to where your child resents you.
I was like thinking about it. Kids are smart because my parents got divorced when I was 10, and they sat me down because I started questioning like, why do you guys kiss each other anymore?
Proving my point.
I was like asking those questions.
Man, children are so smart, and people don't even realize it. They think that, oh, as a child they're stupid. Like, they're smarter than you think. Like my kids, whenever when I was a preschool teacher, whenever once a month we had inspectors come through to make sure that you were teaching the proper curriculum, you know, teaching them the colors and shapes and numbers and stuff like that, as well as like a little bit of handwriting. So like they would come through, they would inspect the room, and also they would see how you talk to the kids, what your tone, you know, the language that you use. Whenever the inspectors would come through like once a month, my children were some of the most well-behaved in the building. But whenever the inspectors came through, I used to hate that shit. Them little motherfuckers would look, they'd give you a look like just like smirk, and they would like, I remember one time the inspector was there and she's just sitting there in the corner writing on her board, and one of these kids he grabs a toy and he just says, "Hey, Mr. Corey," and I look at him, I was like, "What's up?" And then he just throws it across the room and he looks at me and smiles, and I just the motherfuckers is smart as shit. Like, he knew what he was doing. He knew, like, you can't say nothing to me right now. So there's gonna come a point where she's gonna have to have a conversation with that child. And this kind of goes back to what we be talking about in private, about how like people don't be dating with intent. Although she definitely had an evil intent, but
yeah, I feel like she probably emotionally manipulated him.
Yeah, it's a pretty face, man. That's every man's weakness, unfortunately, because men are visual. But where was his boys at? That's what I want to know. Or did he not listen? I don't know. I don't have all the details. I don't want to put nothing out there on that.
Because like, well, like let's take my situation for example. Like, you were telling me a bunch of stuff, but the guy that I was talking to was pretty good at making me believe everything that he was saying.
Yeah, once they got their finger wrapped around you, it's hard to get out of that web.
Yeah, so she was probably like, oh, I said those, but like that was like, it would be for her probably be just easy as that was years ago. Like I'm not like that. I was just writing it for the book. Like it was,
entertainment. Yeah.
And then he probably like she probably was very convincing. I'd assume that she was very convincing.
Yeah, very convincing. Very convincing.
And yeah, but I have seen firsthand how stressed out guys can get.
What do you mean?
Well, child support, because it's like, well, okay, so the guy at my other job who like had no money left over in his check because they would like destroy his check with child support. His is there another word for baby mama? The mother of his child didn't want him. Hold
on, wait. Was she a baby mama or was she the mother of his child? Because in my opinion, there is a difference.
Okay, she was a baby mama.
She was a baby mama. Okay, be honest.
She didn't want him to see his daughter. And like he is like the way that he is great with his daughter. Like he's a really good dad, and you can tell that he like loves her and cares about her. And I went to his house like a few months ago so we could ride bikes and stuff. And like he was like, oh, like this is her room. This is like all the stuff. Showing
you the pictures and shit. He was very proud of her.
Yeah, he was like, I just like he built her like a little bunk bed and it had like lights underneath it, so she had like a space to play. And he was like, I'm gonna surprise her whenever she like comes over for her birthday. Like I got her like
that cute shit, that lovey-dovey shit.
He loves her, but whenever we were working together a few years ago, like he was stressed out because she was not wanting him to see her, just to be spiteful. And then they're all up in your business. Who is that? Who are you talking to? It's like, it doesn't matter because we're not together anymore. So who cares who I'm talking to? Yeah. But, yeah, that was very stressful. A lot of money on legal fees on top of his check being destroyed.
Yeah. And the worst part is too, like a dude could be paying all this child support and there's still no guarantee he can even see his child because motherfuckers are spiteful.
They're hurting the kid.
Yeah, it's only going to hurt the child in the long run in a multitude of different ways. But once again, it goes back to people don't date with intention. Yeah. They only think about themselves and their own happiness. But then you can question, are you even happy when you're doing all that evil shit? What's the end game,
If they're using their child as a weapon, I don't think they're very happy.
Sometimes I'd be thinking, was Thanos right?
What?
You didn't see Endgame?
Snapping half of the people away?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was random.
Yeah, true.
If it was like that Black Mirror episode where they made so they had like bees, like robotic bees, because all the bees died off, and we need bees to survive. So they made like robot bees that would like pollinate the flowers and stuff. But someone like hijacked them, and like all the people that wrote stuff bad on the internet and like talk shit and were like bullying people on the internet, it targeted all those people and like wiped out half the population.
I've only seen one Black Mirror episode. You know which one that is? The Street Fighter one. Striking Vipers.
Of course, it's the one you saw.
That shit was a great episode. I was thoroughly entertained by that shit.
That was the one that you saw. That was a little odd.
Because people kept telling me, yo, if you ever watch Black Mirror, you gotta watch the Striking Vipers. I watched it, and I guess people thought I was gonna be shocked by it, but like that type of stuff doesn't bother me. I was like, whatever. Like I don't care. I thought it was funny.
I can literally tell you like more episodes that were way more interesting and deep than that one.
Striking Vipers.
Ew.
Hey, yo, but what did you say? Who'd you say like it stresses the father out? That's what you said earlier? Like the child support thing?
Yeah, because it's like they're getting punched from all different angles. You can't see your kid. Your paycheck's getting destroyed. Like.
So where I was going with that is, speaking of stress, you know who's also stressed out? These OnlyFans hoes, boy. Let's talk about it. OnlyFans is banning porn.
Why are you yelling?
Because I'm moving soon. I don't care if the neighbors complain.
You did a noise complaint.
Oh, I'm out of here. I'm fine. Who cares? We're gonna kick you out. I was already out. Who cares? What's it up? So yeah, OnlyFans is banning pornographic content. How you feeling about that?
Not all of it.
Not all of it. Let me pull the article up and get the details up. Like
the deets.
Yeah.
Well, while we're waiting for the deets, do you know what the 6, 7, 8 rule is?
Nah, what's that? 7, 8, 9?
No. Aaron told me this.
Go ahead. What's the 6, 7, 8 what rule?
To be fair, I didn't know this was a thing because he was like, "Have you heard of the 678 rule?" And I said, "What the fuck is that?" Apparently, I don't know, like
break it down for me. What is
he
that?
got this from, or like if people actually go by this. But you have to.
Hold your mic up.
You have to have a 6-inch PP, make 7 figures. Oh no! You have to be 6 feet tall, make 7 figures, and have at least an 8-inch PP.
That's fire. I'm not gonna lie. That's actually fire. The 6. No, he's not wrong.
Did I say that right? 6 feet tall.
No, that's what women want.
Income.
6 foot, a millionaire, 8-inch penis. You have to be a porn star. No, he's right. He's 100% right. That's actually fire. Shout out to Aaron, bro. You said what's the name of that rule?
The 678 rule.
Yo, these shorties only want to follow the 678 rule. You could be a good dude, a treat her right, as loyal. It doesn't matter.
I've never heard of that until.
Like, but I mean, that's what I talk to you about all the time, though. I talk to you about. I just never heard it broken down like that. That's clever.
I didn't know how to name or yeah.
Where did he tell you where he learned that from? Does he watch Manosphere content?
What is that?
Fresh and Fit, Kevin Samuels.
No, I think he thinks it's
roommates.
Obnoxious, but I don't want to like. Well, I don't think the roommates are obnoxious, but like, I don't think he really watches that kind of stuff.
I wonder where he got that from. Then, does that rule also pertain to his community?
I don't know. I don't want to speak for him because I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'd have to ask him.
We need more info. Info. But yeah, OnlyFans will ban sexually explicit content. So a lot of people, first and foremost, were thinking this is stupid because they're like OnlyFans is known for, the porn content or whatever.
I didn't start like that.
First of all, that was never their intention. And then 2, they've been hinting they're going to do this. And then 3, the actual reason that they did this was because their bank, their what's the word I'm looking for?
Investors.
Their investors don't want to see that content on their platform. It's not necessarily the owners of OnlyFans that have a problem with it. It's the investors. And when you have a committee to answer to, and they don't want to see that shit, you do what they say because they're the ones that are pumping money behind running these servers and the platform. So that's the reason why.
So I have a question for you then.
Go ahead.
Do you think either way the workers would have been screwed?
Yeah, because I always say, and this is why I don't understand men who sit on the internet and bash women that are sex workers. Being a hoe is not a long-term business model. And for a multitude of reasons.
I don't think if you're a sex worker, you're a hoe.
So why don't you bust your ass? Why don't you bust your pussy wide open on the internet?
I have a few reasons.
Why? Exactly. Next topic.
Look, I didn't
say it's good or it's bad.
I believe I don't want to share my body with thousands of people.
Right, because it comes with a lot of negative things, right?
But it doesn't make you a hoe.
We'll agree to disagree.
What's the definition of a hoe?
There's like multiple definitions. We're not going to get into all that little stuff, but we'll agree to disagree on that one. Yeah. I'll say this though. What were we talking about before that though?
Investors, and then I said, do you think they'd be screwed either way?
Oh yeah.
I was thinking about it because it's like either they would have to side with the investors and stop the content. And it's, by the way, it's not all of that content. It's only some things. Or they don't take the investors' money and they don't make a lot of money as a platform, and then they just are not able to pay everybody out, or like
they've already been struggling to pay people and make money. Like it's like the content creators that are making a lot of money, but the actual website doesn't make a lot of money. They were about to go under, I think, like last year I was reading.
Because if they raise the fees to not have investors, people would still be mad anyways.
Yeah, and so they have to appease those because it helps keep the platform alive. But the reason I was saying it's not a long-term business model is a multitude of reasons. That's one of them. Anytime you build your platform on another platform, and this doesn't just apply to OnlyFans, this applies to YouTube, Twitch. This is why I diversify the portfolio. At any point, YouTube can decide to pull the plug and say, we don't want to do this shit anymore. We see this.
They always tell me that.
Yeah. OnlyFans literally did it, but OnlyFans was a much more scary what's the word I'm looking for? It was a much more realistic thing to happen because it's sexual content. And they didn't want that in the first place. Then 2, another reason it's not a long-term business model is it's no real skill set. The key to making money in life is developing skill sets. If you get good with a camera, you can become a wedding photographer.
I mean,
You can run somebody's social media
with cameras. They take some interesting angles.
They're not good with cameras. They just spread that. Please stop. Please fucking stop. Maybe some of them are
I know
good.
I wouldn't be able to do that.
You are so irritating. I swear to God.
Yeah, I'm giving them their kudos still.
I got you. So yeah, you need to develop skills in order to make money. You develop skills, you'll always be able to take those skills to different places. The problem is busting it wide open on camera. Anybody can do that. I can literally do that, right? I mean, I could pull.
No, please don't.
Damn.
My eyes.
Ouch. So because it's not a skill, if it goes under, what are you gonna go do? A lot of these, I don't want to say a lot, but some of these chicks from what I've seen in these videos and stuff, they aren't going to school. They don't have any type of skill. So they're stuck, assed out literally. But go ahead.
I just remembered this tweet. This girl was like, she was like, to all the women that are like saying like yes to OnlyFans shutting down the porn, she's like, this is my income. She's like, so if I'm not making income from this, then I'm gonna go back to getting paid to fuck your husbands.
I mean, how many? I mean, but
politicians,
fucking one or two husbands isn't gonna make you.
Politician husbands.
Maybe. I don't know what the going rate for that is. Even so, that's not
I don't know what the rate is either.
It's still not a long-term business model. So rule number 3, why it's not.
I just thought that tweet was wild.
Yeah, that people don't care on the internet no more. The reason number 3, it's not a long-term business model, and it's because the original saying I remember was there's a new girl turning 18 every year, but I think that saying is weird because it sounds kind of pedo-ish. I get where they're going with it. So I prefer to say there's a new girl turning 21 every day.
That's ew.
Yeah.
Some people were a little too excited for girls to turn 18. Like,
did you see the internet when Daniel Bergroni turned 18 or whatever her name is, the Catch Me Outside girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, dudes. I was like, yo, y'all.
She was literally just 17.
Y'all about to be. I almost dropped the N-bomb on this podcast, bro. We're trying to be family friendly, bro. I was looking at that shit. I was like, yo, you dudes are down bad. That shit is just fucking disgusting, bro. So I prefer to say a new girl turns 21 every day. I think that's better. A new hot girl, and that's true. Like, the thing is, the number one consumers of these sex workers are men, and men like younger, hotter women. So eventually you're going to age out of the market like an athlete. But I'd argue even faster because there's going to be new girls. Why would I? How many different angles can you take a picture of your ass and your titties? How many different ways can you get fucked on camera and suck dick? They're gonna go, if they're addicted to that type of content, they're gonna go watch the new girl versus watching the old girl. Now, there are some that survive. It's called the MILF category, but most don't make it to the MILF bracket. You got to be a special cocksucker to get there. So that's why I say I don't understand dudes that just like hate those type of women. I'm like, let them do what they do.
There's also male sex workers.
Yeah, but there's not a lot. That's why it's usually associated with women. Weren't you just looking at one before we start recording?
Why are you exposing me?
You could have just said no.
Oh, no.
You would have shouted him out.
To be fair,
you said, "Oh my!" I could have. Did you say something like, "Oh my God, is that all baby leg? Is that his third leg? What is that?"
I didn't say that.
I was like, "It's so big."
I read a comment. Somebody retweeted and commented. I swear to God, that's a microphone. Bro, some girls are thirsty. Okay.
Hey, yo.
Okay. Okay. There's this girl that I follow that sells like swimsuits and lingerie and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like dresses.
Yeah.
So she has like her own clothing line.
Yeah.
She retweeted that guy. She's very like, she always retweets stuff and then deletes it. But I finally, I guess, caught one of her retweets before she deleted it. And it was a guy in his boxers. And I may or may not have clicked on the page. It's because somebody commented, they're like, look at his pinned tweet. Right. So like, I was like, oh, what's his pinned tweet? Well, and then that's when the girl.
Let's get something straight. I didn't say you were actively looking for that type of content. I just said you stumbled. You saw it. That's all. Is that right or wrong? Yeah, I'm not judging. Even if you were looking for it, I'm not judging. We all got needs and shit like that. I stumbled. I'm not judging.
Twitter's a wild place.
Yeah, it almost got me fucking banned off Twitch one time because, like I said, if you ever stream it on Twitch, any new content creators, Make sure if somebody sends you a link to Twitter, YouTube, whatever, open the link on your second monitor. If you don't have another monitor, you don't need to be streaming. That's a joke, by the way. Don't take it too seriously.
My windows always pop up on the other monitor. Yeah. Like it's like my Chrome will be on the right side, like the tab, and I'll click on it and it'll open on the left side. And it's only when I'm streaming. When I'm not streaming, it doesn't do it. I don't understand. But I don't ever really open my internet browser.
I learned this the hard way. Freaking, I was streaming on Twitch and I was just chatting, and then I clicked the trending topic on Twitter, and then I scrolled down and I started reading why people were tweeting about the trending topic, and I scrolled down just a little bit, and then some porn popped up. I was so fucking pissed because it was a genuine mistake. I was like, "Yo, I'll be right back." I had to restart the stream and delete the VOD and shit.
It's like one of those moments where you just feel your face getting hot.
Yeah, you just gotta know, like, really, bro, because the trending topic had nothing to do with sex. I don't remember what it was, but it had absolutely nothing to. It was just some random dude trolling, and he posted some porn. And I'm like, bro. Luckily, I got a slap on the wrist from Twitch Draft because they could tell it was a genuine mistake. But they told me, like, be mindful. So links, open it on a second web browser, check it, then bring it to the main web browser before you show people.
You just gotta be careful, because there was one time where I like went into a Twitter thread, nothing to do with this, and it was a girl like posting her content where she was like taking a shit on camera.
Also, people prey on your downfall too. That's why you got to be careful. People will send you a link and be like, "Hey, react to this," and it can be something that can get you in trouble and shit. That's why you should always, like, I remember you said you let people post it in your Discord so you can see what the link actually is before you click it. Do things to protect yourself, because people 100%, like, it's funny. We're not going to talk about this on this podcast, but there's a certain content creator that's getting canceled right now. And I'm not going to lie. I saw something that was really funny. Not that situation. That shit was disgusting. But there was something that somebody responded to, and they said that he said, "I prayed on your downfall for this day." I was like, "Yo,"
I saw that. I was waiting for this.
I was like, happen. "Yo, this man really typed that shit." And let me give you another example of how people pray for your downfall. This happened to me. This was like years ago. I was streaming on Twitch, and what I used to do is I used to stream on Twitch, and I used to stream on YouTube at the same time. For those of you unaware, it's in your contract. When you're a Twitch partner, you're not allowed to stream on any other platform. You're supposed to have exclusivity. But the thing is, nobody's going to ever know that you're streaming on another platform unless somebody snitches, right? So what I used to do is I used to stream on both platforms, but I would never tweet out I was live on YouTube, so none of the Twitch staff would see that I was streaming there. But I guess somebody in the Twitch chat didn't like me or whatever, and they went and told Twitch staff. They was like, "Look, he's streaming on YouTube." So, and the only reason I know is because Twitch staff DM'd me, and they was like, "Hey, look, we're giving you a warning, don't do this stuff, and also know that you got snitches in your chat." I was like, "Damn, that's crazy, motherfuckers." Just remember, life lesson: just because they're there for you doesn't mean they're there for you.
What do they gain? Nothing. Literally nothing.
And you just ruined the experience. Like, there was more people that could have watched the stream. Like, but whatever.
Weirdo.
But yeah, how you feel about the OnlyFans ban?
I say this all the time, but when it comes down to it, the business is there to protect the business.
That's a bar. There, and kind of basically what I was saying. Like, when you're building your platform on someone else, like, they can take that away from you. It's their platform.
It's like my job when they do layoffs. It's business needs. That's what they say.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, the business is being run, and at the end of the day, the business is going to protect itself. You
know, it's crazy. I had watched the video from somebody who works like in PR and stuff, and they were saying that it's actually stupid to be really loyal to companies. Like, the day and age of like how our parents used to go to work and work for a company for 20 plus years is dead. 30 years and then retire is dead.
They'll drop you right before you retire.
Yeah, most companies look at it, think you're weird if you work at a company for more than 5 years. They actually prefer somebody who works at a place for 2 to 3 years and then leaves, gets some experience somewhere else, and continues to like build, versus someone who just works somewhere for 20 years.
Well, they're getting comfortable. I saw a tweet like that where this girl convinced her mom to like look for other jobs, and her mom got a better job with more pay. Because she was like, there's no reason for you to be loyal to the company you're working for.
They're not loyal to you. They don't care.
They'll drop you in a minute.
Absolutely, bro. And
business needs.
And sadly, most people find that out the hard way. Like during layoffs, you'll find out you just a number. And I feel like it always affects the people that go the hardest, like the ones that are trying really hard to get promoted. They find out real quick that they don't matter as much as people think,
and they get mad.
Yep.
That's why you do the bare. No, just kidding.
Yeah, chill, bro. What are you trying to say? You trying to tell us something?
No.
Yeah, I know what you're just trying to say. Bare necessities. That's what you're trying to say.
Bare minimum. Not me though. Allegedly.
Hey, yo, hey.
Do your duties, you know?
Do your duties and wipe your booty so you don't get cooties.
Yes. But I mean, like, so like with the OnlyFans thing, I do feel bad for them.
Why?
It's like having the rug pulled out under you. But at the same time, that could happen anywhere. Working at a tech company.
I always say there's no such thing as, like, when people tell me to get a real job, I'll be like, there's no such thing as like a real job, and there's no such thing as job security. Yeah. You can lose your job at Microsoft right now. What are you talking about? Yeah,
so it's kind of like the same thing.
Yeah.
Just because it's like sex work, it doesn't make it any different from other work. Sex work is work.
Yeah.
They say that all the time. Sex work is work. So just like you could get fired or get laid off.
There's a new platform too. I think it's like Fan House or some shit like that.
So I thought about making a fan house just so I could share my little drawings.
Oh, okay.
It's not a porno thing, but it's probably going to turn into that. So I was like, I don't.
You're about to make me real mad. I'm glad you explained that.
People are going to like, oh, let me go to Zaya's page. Maybe her butthole's on there.
Well, we're trying to be family friendly.
It's going to be like little bear drawings. I wanted to do like little drawings and to just like share normal stuff on there. But if it's going to
draw dicks.
If it's going to turn into that, then I don't want to be on it.
I was told by a friend that it's more so to connect with the audience, and like there's mostly like cosplayers on there and stuff, but because they're starting to shut down on OnlyFans, I wouldn't be surprised if Fan House does turn into like the new thing. If not, it's going to be something else.
See, because like I wouldn't like, they're like, oh, you can make OnlyFans and just do like baking and stuff on there, and it's like, yeah, but then if I walk around and tell people like, yeah, I'm on OnlyFans, they're gonna think that I'm
brand awareness. Yeah, once something is synonymous, like when you hear electric cars, the first thing you hear is Tesla. Yeah, it's like it's brand awareness. You don't want to be affiliated, and OnlyFans, I think that's the funny thing about this move too, is like, can they even get away from that sexual brand?
Probably not, because like when people talk about when you blow your nose, they always say Kleenex. That's not what it's called. That's a brand.
Well, before we had started recording, I had told you that a wise man named Justin Bieber once said, "Never say never." But I will say, can you stop laughing at it? It's such an amazing philosophy. I will say that it's like a 99.999% chance that they won't be able to get away from it. But that one little 0.1%, I think the only way they could get away from that sexual content kind of branding is they gotta pay content creators to come to the platform, and then they also gotta do some dope content. They gotta when I mean dope content, OnlyFans gotta drop like some Mandalorian type shit.
No, they need to change their name.
That you can only get on OnlyFans. What would you change it to?
I don't know.
What if OnlyFans offered loosely outlined an exclusive deal, $20 million for a year? We just had to exclusively upload our podcast there.
Hey guys, welcome back to Loosely Outlined, powered by OnlyFans. So today
we're show for OnlyFans. You had to be a fan to watch.
I mean, if y'all saw us on it, what? Y'all see us on there.
I'll see you later.
If y'all see us on there, you know what's up. Just know that we got to check.
Yes, sir.
But I'm not wearing the merch or anything.
Yeah, that would be weird.
I wouldn't.
Yeah. I don't know. Spotify needs to cut a check.
Spotify, hello.
Yeah.
How's it going? So.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that play. But I think that's the only way OnlyFans can get away. If they got to drop some original content, they can't get something like The Wire or something.
But it's not all porno content.
Yeah, there's people on there to do workout stuff and cooking stuff. But
sorry, I didn't say that properly. Like
sex work content.
It's not. They're not taking all of it away. They're only, from what I read, I don't know, this might be wrong, this might be right. Go look it up for yourself.
Allegedly.
If you really want to get into the details.
Possibly.
Mm-hmm. Allegedly, from what I read on the internet, because everything on the internet's right.
Mm-hmm.
They were saying that they were only banning certain things. So like child trafficking, which the fuck?
Yeah, what was it that you said they're banning in the car? What was that you think you said they were banning?
Okay, so they're banning like
something about Marvel's Iron Fist. What was it?
So fisting.
You can't Hadouken that pussy no more.
Hadouken. Yeah. Bestiality, which is
why was that there in the first place?
I thought that was illegal.
Yeah,
I think they're just. I think it was already not supposed to be on there, and they're just reiterating some of the things. Defecation.
Motherfuckers just paying $5 a month to watch somebody shit on somebody.
Urination.
Golden showers.
Yeah.
What the fuck? This is weird.
I don't know. It was like a bunch of stuff like that. But
I'm kind of over this comment. This whole thing
I was about to
gross.
say I don't really have anything else to say, but yeah, that's kind of.
Yeah, stop talking about this. You said defecation. This conversation got shitty as fuck.
Poo-poo on your pee-pees.
Yeah, I'm tired of talking. I'm tired of talking about that shit.
Yeah. Okay, next topic.
Twitch hate raids. It's a thing. So for those unaware, over on twitch.tv, black content creators as well as I'm starting to see the LGBTQ community. They're getting targeted.
LGBTQ plus, yeah.
My bad. They're starting to get targeted as well, but it's mostly people of color from what I've seen. What people are doing is they're spamming bots, they're spamming follows, and then they spam hatred messages in your chat. They basically a bunch of inbounds while you're playing games, harassing black content creators. How you feeling about that, Zah? It's happened to me, but I'm gonna let you talk. It's
happened to me.
Ooh, speak on it.
A couple times actually.
The
first time it happened.
Friendly reminder: Zay's black.
Yeah, because apparently people didn't think so.
We gotta remind them every episode.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Zaea J. By the way, I'm black. No, I'm half black, half Puerto Rican. Which, by the way, Puerto Ricans can be black. So
you should just like raise your fist like every episode to remind them.
Just keep my fist in the air for a whole hour.
Yeah, TBS, you the black co-host. I was like, what?
I was like, hello, but fucking, I got so sick of those comments. What was I saying?
Oh, how you felt about the Twitch hate raids because it's happened to you a couple times.
Yeah. So like the first time it happened, I think it happened like a month or so ago. And it was like they were spam. I got follow botted, and then they spam called me a bitch. Like it just said bitch a bunch of times, and they put boobs in the chat.
That's weird.
I didn't know what a hate raid was. So like
it's a new phenomenon.
I thought it was like it was like a month or two ago. I thought it was weird. But I was like, damn, y'all. I remember being like, damn, y'all are really artistic. Like, how did you draw like boobs in the chat? It was crazy. And yeah, but then I don't even remember what I did. I think I just like started banning them.
Right.
I didn't really give them a reaction, so it kind of just.
Best way to do it.
I didn't ban anybody.
Or rather,
I didn't really. I think I banned them. I don't remember what I did because it wasn't like that big of a deal to me. I was like, weird.
So what about the second one then?
Yeah, that's now like it's really bad. But I saw that it was happening to a lot of people, and I knew that it was gonna happen to me. So then I made a multi-action button on my Elgato Stream Deck. So when I push the button, it turns on sub mode. So it goes to sub mode. It clears the chat.
For those who've never been on Twitch, sub mode is where they have to pay $5 to chat.
Yeah, so you have to be a subscriber to be able to type in the chat. So yeah, paying $5 a month to subscribe to me. So it goes into subscriber only mode, so only they can chat. It clears the chat. It does a marker. It like turns off my alerts, so the alerts aren't just constantly going off because like 300 bots just followed me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean. Like I saw it happening a lot to like other people. Some people are getting targeted really bad. It's like 3 times a stream.
But when that happened, how did it make you feel?
Someone calling me the N-word is not gonna hurt my feelings.
What? Really?
I've been called worse.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I hit the button. Like I knew that it was gonna happen, so I made the button the night before, and the next day I got hate rated again.
Yeah. So, I've seen more people getting I've seen certain people getting targeted more. And I'm gonna be honest, like
I think it's the people that are like way more vocal about it.
So you peeped. I noticed I noticed the same thing. And I'm not saying that's like a bad thing, but I do notice the people who are more vocal are getting attacked.
It's because they're giving them the reaction
they want. Yeah.
Like it's okay. Y'all probably haven't seen Pretty Little Liars.
I for damn sure have not.
But there was a girl named Allison on there. She was like a bitch, right? Like she was a bully. But I remember there's one part in the show where this girl was like trying to talk to her, and she was talking about the girl, but she's like, if you ignore it, it'll go away. And then like the girl like walked away. But no, I don't think if you ignore this, it's gonna go away. But yeah, the people that were more vocal about it, I see that they're the ones that are getting rated like 4 times. But now, well, one, I don't know why Twitch is taking so long when there's a bunch of people making things like Commander Root and like all these other things.
Yeah, there's
where
tools
they
in
could
place.
just hire the people that made those tools or buy it from them or have them help them work on something. It shouldn't be up to the people on the platform to be creating these tools. It should be up to Twitch to make it a safe space for people, because now it's getting worse and it's getting to the point where they're doxing people.
Yeah, I peeped that. I think it looks. I think it makes. It didn't affect because I got hater it too, but it doesn't affect me. But I think it makes Twitch look especially bad because some people are more sensitive. You don't know how certain people are going to take it, but it makes them look bad because Amazon is the parent company of Twitch. They literally have unlimited resources, and random people. I've literally had like 2 or 3 different random Twitch streamers tweet me, be like, "Hey, do you want to try out my new tool that can help defeat these hate raids? It can shut all the shit down if you use my bot." How are these random strangers or these random coders on the internet can do that, but y'all got unlimited resources and can't? And then y'all games be blowing up people's 3090s and shit. Like, come on, bro. Y'all got money. What's going on?
I saw a tweet where someone was talking about how Twitch operates a little bit more like separate from Amazon.
Well, yeah, that's how it was. But like, I was watching a video from Devin Nash, and he was saying that the CEO quietly stepped down. If you look at his Twitter bio, it's not in his bio anymore. I think Amazon's about to get their hands into Twitch, because Twitch is not that profitable for them. And if it's one thing that I know, Amazon likes to make money. So the same thing actually applies. What I was telling you, we were saying earlier about the OnlyFans thing. Amazon likes to make money, and like everybody want to be a goddamn Twitch streamer. But I'm like, yo, if Amazon feels like this shit is a detriment to their business, they could fucking pull the plug on this shit.
Probably. I think the chances are a little bit lower, but like it could happen.
It could happen. I don't ever rule it out. But going back to the hate raid stuff, unfortunately, it's like, yeah, you just gotta ignore it. It sucks to even say that because I get it. Some people are like emotional, and then also, it doesn't bother me because I've lived a lot of life at 31. But like, you got to be 13 years old to make a Twitch account. So there's a lot of teenagers on the platform.
Apparently, you can skip 2-factor.
Yeah, it's too easy to make an account. But like, there's a lot of young people on the platform that are not used to these type of things. We also live in a different generation where roasting, they don't even really roast each other anymore like that. Like, people, they're not mentally equipped for that type of stuff, and they're giving the reactions, unfortunately.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of people in this space that don't care just because it's happening to minority groups.
Oh yeah, people getting exposed. They showing their ass talking about the topic.
Oh my god, Twitter right now.
You was just telling me, I was like, man, I used to be a fan of that person, and today open their goddamn mouth.
This person, and they open their mouth.
And what's the thing I always say on all my platforms? Just because they're a content creator doesn't mean they're a good person. Yeah. Just because they're good at Fortnite does not mean they're for you. Okay, just take it for what it is and keep it moving. But some of these people ain't lived no life. They're social weirdos, and they need to keep their opinions to themselves.
Care about it?
Yeah, they don't care either,
unless it happens to them.
Yeah.
Under this tweet, somebody was like, they posted an article and they're like, this is what happens when like people of color are doxxed and stuff, and it was like, you know, people that got attacked. And
What?
And I said I was trying to make it like gender neutral terms.
Whatever.
She was like, oh, I'm sorry that happened to them, but I don't think you understand. How are you gonna tell the people that are being targeted they don't understand when it's not directly affecting you?
Right, it's very insensitive.
Very insensitive. And then she was like, I don't know why people are making this a race and like sexuality thing. And it's because those are the people that are getting targeted, you peanut. Like,
I love that you say that. You're so fucking corny, dog. Fucking peanuts.
Like, yeah, they're a bunch of peanuts. I don't know. I don't get it. I agree. Twitch needs to do better. Because for me, yeah, it might not bother us, but like you said, there's like people that it bothers too. Yeah. And there's younger children on the platform, and it's like, I feel like it's Twitch's job to protect the people on the platform too. Like, that shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, and like I said in my tweet, like, you guys don't handle this type of stuff, eventually people get frustrated and they start looking at the competition, because YouTube Gaming, they just introduced clips on their platform, and they're bragging about they got a bunch of different tools coming down the pipeline. I don't know about Facebook, but YouTube is definitely still gunning for Twitch, and I feel like if there's anyone that could take over Twitch, it's probably gonna be YouTube, because they already have the algorithm and the video on demand game on lock. So they have the resources in place. It's like, just because you on top doesn't mean you're going to stay on top. When you on top too, there's no place to go but down if you don't continue to practice and master what got you there in the first place. So you better start listening to the community. It's going to be interesting. It's still going on at the moment which we're recording. Like, every time I look at the Twitter timeline, yeah, it's getting worse. It's like the corona of the Twitch chat, bro. It's some bullshit.
I don't want to stream until I get a VPN, not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's really bad that they're doxing people, and that's really dangerous for, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm ignorant. I want y'all to show. I don't want to say I want y'all to show. I ain't scared. Y'all can come over here if you want to, and you're gonna see what's gonna happen.
Come over here.
But yeah, with her, like, other people, yeah, I can understand. Like, some people, they not with that shit.
I don't know. I live in Texas. Don't come to my house.
Keep the pistol in the Birkin. Pop, 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 pop. But yeah, hopefully Twitch does something to get it together. I don't know exactly what the solution is, but there have been people that are producing some, so maybe they should talk to them.
Offering solutions in the comments.
Yeah.
Talk to your community. Listen to them. Don't put "we hear you" tweets out, because obviously you don't hear shit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It'd be interesting how that plays out. You know, now that I think about it, I know why Twitch is struggling to get it together. It's because Jeff Bezos is too busy going to space
in his pee-pee ship.
The fuck?
Did you see what it looked like?
Oh yeah, you call a pee-pee a penis. You know, a rocket ship does look like a cock. Yeah, big cockosaurus.
I forgot, like, the people listening onto audio, they can't see my facial expression. Because this whole time I've been making a lot of faces.
You never heard that term before? It's like you know, the Tyrannosaurus Rex was like the apex dinosaur. So like a cockosaurus would like a BBC, a big
Cockosaurus Rex.
Yeah, like, oh my god, he had a cockosaurus, a big dick. You see what I'm saying? He just fucking blew my back out. He was an apex cock.
You know, I can't say that I've heard that before.
Yeah, I made it up, but that's not the point. It's out here now. It's out there.
No, don't.
Yo, spam cockosaurus in the comment section on YouTube.
Stop trying to make cockosaurus happen.
Oh my
goodness. Cockosaurus isn't gonna happen.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos out there in space. Fucking that dude took a rocket ship to space he was up there for 6 minutes. Came right back down and spent $100 million.
Oh wait, we're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship, zooming through the sky.
Little Einstein.
Little Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, he is a little.
All aboard, get ready to explore. Pee-pee soaring through the sky.
Jeff Bezos looked like a Q-tip with a fucking.
He talks weird.
He looked like a Q-tip with a vest on, because his bald head.
I hate you.
You can't tell me he doesn't look like a fucking Q-tip.
That reminded, this is like so off topic, but it reminded me of the owner of the NBA.
Oh, yeah. Adam Silver.
He looks like he irons his sock. Like, he looks like he irons his socks and, like, has a cat that he carries around that wears, like, a sweater vest.
Adam Silver looks like the dude from The Simpsons, the one that likes the money. What is his name? The evil dude. You know what I'm talking about? With the long nose.
He looks like he irons his socks. I know who you're talking about.
Is ironing socks like an offense to you?
No, it just looks like he does that.
Does that bother you?
Like, he looks like if he, like, walks into his kitchen and, like, a mug is turned the wrong way, that his eye would start, like, twitching and he'd have to go.
Are you making fun of people with OCD?
No.
Just making sure. Because I was about to not get offended. But anyways.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if yeah, man, I'm gonna iron these socks, man. They gonna look so good. Like, bro, no, can't nobody even see your ankles. What are you talking about?
He, like, looks like he has, like, a chair in his house where he, like, is just sitting there in the dark, and, like, when I don't know if he has wife or kids, but, like, when they come home, he's, like, sitting there, like, petting his cat with a sweater vest, and he, like, turns the lamp on, and he's like, never mind. Anyways. Jeff Bezos going into space in his pee-pee rocket ship.
In the span of 6 minutes, this man spent $100 million. I feel like that's like the ultimate flex. I just spent $100 million in 5 minutes. Like, what the fuck? Like, imagine that in a rap song.
He's like, yeah, so the Earth super fragile. Like when I was up there, like I saw that it was super fragile as he burns a hole in the atmosphere.
Like what? I feel so conflicted about that type of stuff because on one hand, I do subscribe to like if you've earned the money, I have no place to tell you how to spend it.
That's why people are like, eat the rich.
Yeah, I have no place to tell you how to spend it. But then on the flip side of things, you're not helping the argument that the rich don't need to be taxed more when you go to space for 5 minutes.
Oh, Amazon don't pay taxes?
That too, yeah. But it's like he wouldn't have pissed people off if he would have said, I'm going to space because we're trying to colonize the moon or the Mars because there's too many people on Earth. Like if it was a mission that helped humanity, people would get behind that shit.
Yeah, and then he brought some kid who's now like the youngest kid to touch space in their tip ship. Like, his parents paid like 20 million or something for him to go up there.
Mm-hmm.
Where the hell your parents get $20 million from? The fuck?
Trust fund, baby.
Damn.
I'm just checking the time on the recording. I'm still here.
Gotcha. I feel like this one's long.
Nah, that's what she said. Listen, man.
I just rolled back.
You'll be all right. You can still see we winning. Hit the like button. But yeah, that shit is just. I don't know why people do that type of stuff. Like, do you think they sit around in their little rich board meetings or whatever, and they're like, "So I just went to space. What did you do?"
Oh, it's completely a dick
Ego
measuring contest. Between him and like Elon Musk and stuff. But I do feel like Elon Musk is actually trying to like better science and shit.
Better science?
Or not science, like technology.
Yeah.
Like he's a little weird, but like he's.
Well, that's debatable because he just introduced. They're talking about making robots for human robots.
Yeah, that's weird.
And it didn't make me feel. Did you watch that announcement? It did not make me feel good. He's like, "Don't worry, guys. The robot we're designing for those of you unaware, Tesla's working on a human-esque robot, like Detroit Become Human type shit or iRobot." And it didn't make me feel good because in the announcement, he's like, "Don't worry, guys. The robot's only going to be 5'8", and we're not designing it to be fast enough to be able to actually catch you in a foot race." I'm like, "What? What is that for?" Don't worry, he can't take you down. That makes me feel like it can take me down, bro.
5'8". I'm literally like almost the size of that thing.
Yeah, I'm only 5'5". That thing's bigger than me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a sad reality.
So you're gonna be like walking down the street with your robot, like you're just gonna get jumped. They're gonna jump you and your robot.
Freaking, you're gonna have robot cops and stuff like that. Detroit Become Human is gonna become a real thing. Robots gonna be fighting for their rights and shit. And somehow they're gonna get more rights before black people. That's gonna be crazy. This shit gonna be fucking crazy.
But like, I remember like when Jeff Bezos went to, and he didn't even go into space all the way. They literally just touched the tip of space.
His Cockosaurus touched the atmosphere.
Just the tip of the atmosphere.
Yeah, you know somebody's gonna timestamp that shit. Just the tip of the atmosphere. Whoa.
Nobody timestamped that. We're banning you.
The man got fucked by space.
No, he did that to space.
Oh, he's fucked space. Oh.
So yeah, but like I was watching a post interview where he was like sitting in his little cowboy hat, and he's like, "Oh," but he was thinking like Amazon workers. He's like, "Oh, we couldn't have done this without you." And I feel like that's a slap in the face because all these months you've been hearing about how Amazon workers like haven't been getting paid out some of their bonuses. They're not getting paid fair wage for like all of the stuff that they're doing. They're having to pee in bottles inside of the vans because they don't like get long enough break. Like they're working them to death essentially.
Yeah, like I'm not ordering weird shit at 3 a.m. on Amazon so you can go to space. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Also, Jeff Bezos, my package was late.
You are still crying about that shit. Oh my god!
I tried to. It said running late, and I was like, okay, well, let me cancel. And they can refuse your cancel.
What?
They refused my cancel, so I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna mail it right back. Like,
if you call in too, like at most they might give you a credit on your account, or
I got
just
a $5 credit.
You can't even buy nothing on Amazon with that, really.
I can buy a pack of Skittles.
You can buy candy on Amazon?
Yeah. I
don't eat candy. I'm a grown man.
They have Amazon Fresh.
You trust men? You trust grown men who eat candy? You're thinking pretty hard about that.
You know, because I never like thought about that.
But when now that you think about it, it's an interesting question, isn't it?
I was just like, depends on what kind of candy. Because if a guy's like eating the Snickers or something,
I don't know if I ever told you this. Like, yeah, I don't really trust grown men who have like pantries full of candy and shit. I'm not saying men can't eat candy, because every once in a while I have a Twizzler or something like that. I'm talking about men who thoroughly enjoy candy. Like, they don't be eating dinner, they be hanging out in the candy store. That shit is weird to me.
you know, brush your teeth.
Shit is weird to me. I don't know.
I had a guy offer me candy once when I went to the grocery store when I was like 9.
Let's not do that.
Well, no, it actually happened.
For real?
Yeah, and then he bought me an ice cream, and then I got in trouble.
Yeah, you should have. You should have not. You should have known better. What the? You got hit by the dude. You want some popsicles? That ass. Nah, we don't fuck with them type of people, bro. No, if you know what I'm talking about from Family Guy, where they used to talk to
He
Chris.
like whistles when he's talking.
Yeah, hey boy, bring your fat ass here.
Yeah.
I got some popsicles in my basement for you. Hell nah. You always get it. You always got it, kids. If a stranger approaches, you don't know. You scream, stranger danger, stranger danger. That's what they taught when I was a kid.
But
I don't know.
I
If they
also
still do
feel
that.
like you need to be careful. Like, I feel like as adults, you also need to be careful, because what if he was like genuinely being nice? He just seems like a pedo.
Nah, I'm not giving no random kid no candy. Nah, that shit is because it looks funny.
Like, I would never do that because I don't want people to think that I'm weird. I think it's probably less weird because I'm a woman. So like, if I gave a kid like, oh my god, you want some candy? Like, it probably wouldn't like look as bad as if like a man was like, hey kid, you want some Starburst? Like, you know.
Yeah, can you do that voice again for me one more time?
Hey kids, you want some Starburst?
Ridiculous. Go ahead though.
Yeah, I feel like now you just have to be really careful.
Fair enough. I'm kind of tired of talking, so the last thing I wanted to talk about was I remember you were telling me something about something going on in San Antonio.
Yes.
What's going on in San Antonio? Because there's hardly ever anything. Breaking news. Something is finally going on in San Antonio.
Breaking news.
Zaea, it's on you. What's going on in the Dust Bowl?
In the Dust Bowl?
Yeah, San Antonio. Or what's going on in the Mecca of Fupas? Or Fupas are, you know what I mean? The Fupa Mecca.
Fupa Mecca. Okay, so I'm like super excited for this. I'm going to pull it up because I don't want to butcher it. But I'm super excited because my friend Damien is working on something called the Citadel.
Shout out to Mass Effect.
Mass Effect?
Yeah, that's. I don't know if that's where you got it from, but in Mass Effect, the one of the main hubs, one of the where like all the politics and stuff is done, it's called the Citadel. You get a lot of side quests from there and stuff.
Well, I guess that makes sense because this is going to be like a hub for creatives. So what he's trying to essentially build in San Antonio is a hub for creatives. So a place where people can go to like create stuff. So whether you're like a photographer or artist or like podcast or streamer,
a safe space for content creators.
Yeah, and then you get to
network.
Yeah, exactly. So you get to work there, you get to meet other people there, so you like collaborate. Like, what if I'm a streamer and I'm like, well, I need an editor, then I could probably meet like an editor over there
and build
there. And then he's talking about like working to get companies to join in, so there's like opportunities for jobs and that kind of thing, and kind of like also just like it's just like a safe space, yeah, to create stuff. And honestly, San Antonio doesn't have anything like that at all. Like, I feel like that would be a cool place for me to just go hang out and like work on stuff, you know, instead of having to like sit in a Starbucks or a library, because then I get to collaborate or like meet people that are also super passionate about whatever passion projects they're doing.
Wow, Zay, this sounds awesome. So why doesn't it exist? And what can I do as a supporter of Damien's business to help out the Citadel?
Why are you talking like that? Okay, so for, you know, this kind of stuff is expensive, so you need investors. So what the plan was to get everyone to kind of like sign their name on this petition to show that people actually want something like this in San Antonio. And it's also going to be a hub for like creators if they're coming out of like different states and different cities as well. So he's trying to get 2,000 signatures. Oh,
can I also add before you finish?
Yeah.
This is a black business. Support black business. I met this dude. He's a brother. So make sure to support the black business. But go ahead.
He's actually trying to save San Antonio.
Yeah.
Like he does a lot for San Antonio. So, and I really want this to happen too, because honestly, there's no place like that right now. But yeah, so first, he needs 2,000 signatures on this, and then he gets to pitch it to investors. And hopefully the next step after that is like making a plan and everything.
Wow, that sounds awesome, Zay. If I wanted to support this petition to get the Citadel built in San Antonio, where could I do my part to sign?
We will drop a link in the description, because I don't know links off of the top of my head.
Damn.
Or you can go to the Macadamian on Instagram, and he
spell
has
it out. Spell it out for the people who are on audio.
THEMACADAMIEN.
Bam. And if you're watching the video version at youtube.com/loosely outlined, I'll leave a link in the description box below if you guys want to sign the petition to save San Antonio.
Please save San Antonio.
Yeah, because
I'm crying.
We've already got one Atlantis. We don't need another. We don't need the city to sink. Okay.
There really is nothing that goes on.
So why'd you get mad when I called it a Dust Bowl?
It is dusty, and it's because you remind me it's dusty. I still have to live here every day.
I mean, yo bad. But if that's all you got for me, I'm tired of talking. Are you tired of talking?
I'm tired of talking.
Cool. So to wrap this episode up, I want to say thank you to everybody who listened or watched at youtube.com/loosely outlined. Be sure to leave a like on the video version or rate the show 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. You got anything else for me?
No. Thank you for listening.
Cool. And remember, fellas, if you want to get the ladies, you need to abide by the what rule?
The 6, 7, 8 rule.
And that's for people who are 6 foot millionaires and have a big dick. And that's going to be the end of this episode. Why you look so disgusted like by the Cockosaurus? What the fuck? I'm gonna have to take this shit.
It's just like, pick one.
My dad's got a big cock. That's how I was born. Ask my mom.
Ew.